All right, boys. Red Alert 2 World Series action coming at you here. We got Division 3. We got Blitz. We're here on the Spark map for event number 15, the January tournament. We got Gator Spader in red on the left side facing off against Sneer in yellow on the right side. A lot of love for both these guys, man. Gator's a new streamer. If you guys haven't been catching him, make sure to give him a follow. I don't have his link handy, but he in my Discord, we post when he goes live. Lots of new streamers coming into the scene, which is always exciting to have. We are looking for more streamers. If you don't know how to stream and you want to start streaming, join my Discord. Doofus has been teaching some players how to do it. He's going to put together a how-to video. We need more streamers. We have about 90 games each month. I only stream about a quarter of those. So a lot of the games for this tournament don't get streamed. So if you're a new streamer, come join. Even if you're not good, it's better to have a bad streamer than no streamer. So Gator has been doing a lot, and of course Sneer, again, the creator of the Blitz ELO ranking system, which allows me to kind of assess players and match up the brackets to ensure that we get as many barn burners as possible. Sneer also created an auto clicker, and it's the best auto clicker ever. It's specifically made for Red Alert 2. It's fucking awesome. I highly recommend you download it. Join my Discord if you're not in there already. You can download the auto clicker. It's really easy to set up. It's free. You got to have it playing Blitz, as many of you guys know. So big shout out to Sneer and Gator. Much love for these guys. Division 3, both these guys have won their way through the bracket, undefeated here in the championship, and they're going to put on a show for us. Now, these guys, because they care about us so much, they have agreed to go pro style. So we are going to see mixed factions here, starting off Soviet versus Soviet, then over to Allied versus Allied, and then swapping factions from there. Again, it is best of 5. So Sneer plays the bottom side, brings the barracks, and gets the airport. I think that's a good move. Opening your barracks and getting the airport, especially if your opponent's not going to contest it. The Tesla troopers early on, man, can be very, very nice. Gator with some early pressure here, conscripts. Sneer out with dogs and a bunker. That's decent from Gator. He's baiting quite a bit of defenses here, keeping the action on Sneer's side of the map, containing Sneer a little bit. The problem is this airport. Gator, I think, does need to shift the action to kind of this middle section so that he can potentially try to bounce down and take out that airport. And Sneer brings the split. Sneer bringing the split. You know, it's kind of interesting. You know, there's always that point in your life, no matter what you're doing, and you say, today, if I use training wheels, I will be able to go further on my bike. But if I take the training wheels off, I will go less far today, but I will be better tomorrow. And that's how, you know, if you guys watch me play, there's all these things like I don't use hotkeys. I don't split my units into teams, because if I do that, the first day I do that, I'm gonna fall behind. I'm gonna struggle and I'm gonna lose. But if I start doing it, it's gonna make me a better player. And so I love these lower level guys that practice their splits. They practice high level moves, and even though they aren't gonna work the first time, they'd be better off not doing them the first time. Eventually, they're going to figure those splits out. They're going to figure out these kind of different tactics and stuff, emulating the top-level players. So remember that, guys. Don't play like the player that you are. Play like the player that you want to be. That's what you love to see. Gator getting on the backside, putting some pressure on. Love that. These guys playing different hemispheres of the map. You love to see it. Tesla troopers on the backside. So both players in each other's bases looking to get value here. If these conscripts got that oil, that would be massive value. It might take the MCV. It does not take the MCV down to 1 tick. The MCV down to 1 tick. Tesla troopers on the backside. It pulls Gator out of position. You're going to see Sneer try to counterpunch. Sneer now going broke. That oil hit was nice. Now remember, guys, if the oil is 2 cells away, it will not destroy the MCV, but it will put the MCV to 1 tick of health. So if you ever dive on an oil, if you can just go over and split off and just take 1 tick of health from the MCV, you'll be able to get the MCV as well. Now, of course, that's incredibly nuanced. I don't think I've ever pulled it off, but keep that in mind, guys. It does bring it down to 1 single tick of health. Desolator's now on the backside. I don't know where those are going, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Sneer does put himself broke, and you see Gator forcing Sneer to play very defensive here. So Sneer didn't adjust. It looks like Sneer has kind of his usual build. He's on 5 War Factories, which is comfortable at the 4-minute mark. He does have a War Factory advantage, but because of all of his static defenses, and he did lose that oil, right? So now he's thrown off just a little bit here. We'll see if Sneer can try to recalibrate this build and try to get his money going again and try to convert his War Factory advantage into a tank advantage, which of course is the name of the game. As I say that, Gator over to Battle Lab Tech. So Gator going to get, ooh, Gator puts himself low power. Look at the radar not pivoting. So Gator puts himself low power. Yeah, Gator low power. Ooh, Gator low power for a long time. Oof. Where's that nuclear reactor? Why is he building flak troopers? Oh my god, there's one drone that just murdered 1 million dogs. Where are these flak troopers going right now? That must have been a misclick. So I think Gator misclicked. He's now building flak troopers. Now a Kirov out. So the Kirov's out. Now, we talked about this before. The Kirov is one thing, but how do you support the Kirov? How do you extract maximum pain? Keep an eye on Sneer's base, how quickly he's going to adjust. Sparky is out. Looks like Sneer sees it and will get it. So again, Gator going to spam some conscripts. Gator's got the money. I like Gator throwing these splits on the top side, these infantry splits. At the top level, that wouldn't work. One Desolator would counter. At the lower level, we've talked about that before. Infantry are able to get value way into the mid and late game, just because players aren't as comfortable with Desolators. That Kirov grabs one War Factory. Pretty good value there. It also forced Sneer to build 2 flak cannons and a few flak tracks, and Sneer doesn't really have the money for that. So that's pretty good value there as well. Desolator's now down to help hold, and Sneer feels like he has to go here. Gets in and grabs that nuclear reactor. Very nice. Did he purposefully split there? He keeps one group on the radiation. Ooh, this whole group's about to pop on the backside. Now here's the problem. He split off that group to try to dive for the MCV. That actually wasn't a terrible move. The problem is right now, Gator can probably end the game. Unfortunately, he may not be able to now because all of his tanks are smoking because he was on his own radiation. Once players like this start using Desolators, if they end up on their own radiation, things swing quick. Like, look at Gator's army right now. This is a massive army. Unfortunately, all of these tanks are about to pop. And if you have 100 tanks and they're all at 30% health, it's basically like you have 70 less tanks. Essentially, it's absolutely massive as attacking with a bruised army like this. Desolators pushing in on the front line, using those Desolators as fodder as a heads-up move here. Gator pushing. What? I don't know what we're seeing, boys. I don't know what we're seeing right now. Okay, the Iron Curtain. Gator has an Iron Curtain coming. There's Tesla Troopers on the backside, and Sneer gets in again and gets the nuclear reactor. So look at this. Gator hasn't got his Iron Curtain off yet. Gator has not gotten his Iron Curtain off yet because Sneer just keeps hitting that nuclear reactor. Very, very nice map awareness there. And it's kind of nice creative thinking. You know, Sneer's not able to get in and get the Iron Curtain, so he keeps grabbing that nuclear reactor. And of course, another thing you don't see much at the lower levels is the Force Shield. If you guys have ever watched me play, I've used my Force Shield like 2 times. It's hard to remember that, but yeah, he could consider Force Shielding. He could also consider going double nuclear reactor. One thing players forget is nuclear reactors essentially build the same speed as a power plant, so having a couple is not a big deal. And Sneer takes that one home. Very, very well played. Very, very well played. Number 2 now. Remember, guys, these guys did agree unofficially to play pro style, so now over to allied versus allied. Yeah, so this will be interesting watching these guys forced to switch up factions. If that first point was any indication of the kind of entertainment we're going to be having here, we're in for a good series. So that first one does go to Sneer. Gator, yeah, Gator was doing a lot of things right. You saw, you know, it's so funny. It's very similar. I know I've made this comparison before, but the comparison is just so relevant. But when you play chess, right, like, you know you're opening. Like, I use the London system when I play white. So the first 5 moves of the game, I play the exact same way Magnus Carlsen plays. I'm a pro player. You wouldn't even know I'm not a pro. If you were looking at the board, I might as well be Magnus Carlsen. But then every single layer you go deeper, the more obvious it is that I am a terrible chess player. And I think you just kind of get more and more exposed as the game, like, because the game keeps splitting off with options and decisions, and that's kind of where you see things like the further it goes, just the player that's able to keep up. The GI is coming in now. Nice GI push here from Gator. Could be taking home a quick one, and you see Sneer scrambling to defend. Now 3 Grizzlies uncontested. Now going to run with the MCV here. MCV does go down, and that one's going to be a quick one for Gator. Yeah, these guys a little less familiar with the allied faction, open than the GIs, trying to get value. I mean, that's the way the pros play it. I think you got to imitate. But that's, I think, anyway, that was my comparison. Like in that last game, you kind of saw Gator was doing all these things right, and then just towards the end, you saw him start slipping just a little bit. You know, you saw the flak troopers come out, things like that. And it's the same thing for me, man. If the game goes long enough, I just don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what my next plan is. Of course, early on, you're always thinking, what am I doing next? What am I doing next? And then at some point, you're like, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. So Sneer looking to counterpunch with GIs. The problem is Sneer's broke. Sneer's only on 1 oil and no MCV, which is an unfortunate position to be in, obviously. So Sneer just has to go full send here. He's got to bring all these GIs. He's got to push. He's got to cross his fingers and try to get lucky. Yeah, out tanked now. So that's pretty much got to be GG's. Yeah, there's not really much to do here. Not really much to do. All right, so first one on the board for Gator. That brings us to 1-1, boys. All right, guys, now over to point number three. And a quick reminder, guys, the sign-up did just get posted for next month's tournament. Event number 16, the February tournament. $500 in prizes going out. Big shout out to Paul Timmer, our primary sponsor. Yeah, we got Riddler 2, we got Blitz, we got Yuri's Revenge. The sign-up's in my Discord. It's only going to be there a few more days, so be sure to hop in the Discord. If you're catching this this video late, the replay somewhere, remember, guys, sign-up is always the last week of the month. Tournament always starts on the first of the month. We do a tournament every month, different game modes, different divisions for all skill levels. Come join the fun. Come join the fun, boys. All right, so Gator in again with the GIs. Hey, if it's working, why mix it up? So Sneer just gonna a pretty soft defense here. So that's pretty nice. Not only did Sneer obviously hold, but Sneer had to commit very little. You know, you see a lot of players on this map going double bunker, full of conscripts. That's a lot of clicks, that's a lot of money. So Sneer comfortably holding that position with just one sentry gun is very, very nice. Does bring out a bunker anyway, bunker on the bottom side. And then Sneer's going to get down and try to grab the airport as well. Gator not really contesting that airport. Playing Allied versus Soviet here. Gator going to try to keep himself behind this power plant. Create a couple bottlenecks, make it easier to defend that early Rhino action. IXAQQWW. Yo, 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 yo. GI's on the backside. Gator just trying to distract him a little bit. Not going to work. Gator in a tough spot now. Now, Gator brought out kind of an early... Gator kind of brought out like an early, kind of weird. Like he brought out like an early AFC, but he's not really using it. I'm not really sure what this AFC was for. Because he's not building any AFC units. So it's a little bit odd. Now bunker on the backside. So this is what you want as the Allied player. If you're the Allied player and the Soviet player looks like this, that's great for you. We've talked about it before. Just trying to keep the action on their side of the map, trying to get them on their heels, try to keep the Rhinos off your doorstep. Oh, he's got a sniper out, so the sniper's helping with fodder a little bit. That's actually nice. But yeah, he does need to be careful here. He actually needs to get some pillboxes involved, some GGIs as well. All right, so Gator holding the line. So now it's time to go to work. Gator on 6K. I'd like to see some Eagles out here, boys. I'd like to see some Eagles. I'd like to see Gator try to go to work from the skies, do what the Allied's known to do, and Sneer, of course, should cancel out that oil. He should be taking that oil. No reason not to. Make Gator pay for turtling. So now this is a little bit problematic for Gator. He's a very, very tight base. He's going to need to get down and get some value here. Sneer's got to be looking to go anti-air. The Eagles are out. He knows the Eagles are out. He doesn't have the tanks to make him pay for it right now. So Sneer's got to be looking. The pro move here would probably be going static anti-air, bringing out the flat cannons, just committing to creating like a dome of flat cannons. But Sneer's going to do it the old-fashioned way, head right in here. Does take out that war factory, but in the process of taking that war factory, he's going to lose a lot of tanks. Oh, really rough unit control there from Gator. Coming around the water like that, you saw the unit pathing is a little janky. The tanks get strung out. You have to really, really micromanage your units in those positions. So he gets down, grabs that oil. He was hoping to get the MCV. Only loses one Eagle, though. Grabbing oils is great. You know, it's interesting here. You know, normally you would go for the war factories, but Sneer has so few oils, you could just put him broke. It's not a terrible idea. And Sneer going to get value wherever he can. He doesn't want to push into all this infantry right now, although he probably could. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, boys. Cover your eyes. Oh. That was weird. Why didn't that oil chain react? Diagonal spaces are kind of weird. When buildings are like this, it's easier. Oh! Oh, it goes down to one tick. It goes down to one tick. So Sneer did not move that MCV in time. Gator just didn't have enough Eagles. He would have taken that MCV. And just like that, one little second difference, Gator might have been winning this game. He would have got that MCV, but one Eagle bomb short, unfortunately. And Gator's base is one powder keg right now. So yeah, the diagonal spaces are weird. So like, it's easy to know these two oils are two spaces apart, right? They will not chain react. But when buildings go diagonal, it's a little bit weird how far away you can build and how the chain reactions work. That was kind of a weird one here. So now the Eagles are out. He keeps going for the MCV. So it's hard to say, right? So at the top level, you won't see players really doing that because the pros never mess up. They always protect. They always move their MCV from Eagles, basically. So it's just not worth it. At the lower levels, now that's value. Oil and a war factory. Those are the hits you probably want to be going for. Now, sometimes I go for the MCV, especially if I'm attacking, if I'm distracting, because lower level players oftentimes are not very good at repacking their MCV. But the safer and the more meta move, certainly, is to be harassing war factories and oils. And so Gator's just got to keep that rolling. Now, Sneer's got to try to find a way to make Gator pay. Sneer's got to probably start diving on oils. Look at these oils right here. These ones are looking juicy. That would get a nice chain reaction. He's got to try to get some value. Dives in. Ooh, and again goes for the wrong move there. Wrong move. And pays with all of his eagles. Should have taken another war factory probably, or an oil. And just kind of kept playing it safe. But maybe Gator feels like, damn, I'm about to get rolled over with rhinos. Maybe he feels like he needs to be making Hail Mary plays. And that actually could be the case because Gator's entire base is going to start blowing up here. This oil is the juicy one because it would take that one, which would take the war factory. Tesla troopers come on the backside, going to dive on the oil. Not going to get it. Shift the prize money. Yeah, we're gonna still do some more events and stuff this month. Anything that's left over we'll shift to the next month. All the money's going to someone. All the money's going to Red Alert 2. It's one way or another. The money's gonna get us some good action. But we got a handful of actually fun stuff planned in the next few days to make up for not having Latov and Kian in the finals. They both got DQ'd for scheduling because they wouldn't schedule their game. So, but yeah, we got some fun stuff planned. We got a 2v2 tournament tomorrow on the new map. Deso Bomb. Deso Bomb. Ooh, the Deso Bomb gets down. That's nice from Sneer, trying to clean out these infantry. See if Sneer can work behind that now. But yeah, we got a 2v2 tournament tomorrow, and then we got Marco and Legend. We have a brand new Yuri's Revenge map. Marco and Legend are going to play the new map with mixed factions. Yuri, Red Alert 2, Yuri, Soviet Allied. And then we have and then on Monday we have a 2v2 show match, Finland versus Jordan. It's kind of unique. You know, most players are all from different countries, but Quas and Legend are both from Jordan, and Marco and Root are both from Finland. So on Monday, we got Finland versus Jordan, regular Red Alert 2, 2v2 show match. That should be pretty good. So we got some fun stuff coming up. Like I said, boys, a phoenix rising from the ashes. Latov and Kian bail on us. We don't even care. We got more fun stuff going on. Oh, he dives on this oil. He dives on the oil. He gets it. Massive chain reaction. And that's going to be the GG's. Point number four. So Sneer and Allied, Gator with Soviet here. So mixing up the factions again. These guys are set to play mixed factions. They just agreed to play it pro style, so we're going to see all the different factions from them. Yeah, so interesting so far. It's fun. You know, I would love to enforce the mixed faction rule for all divisions. So right now we do it for pro and semi-pro. I think we could do it for everyone but D5. It's one of those things where it's like the first month, yeah, players wouldn't like it, but ultimately I think everyone would be better off for it. I think it'd be a lot more fun. Yeah, I think it'd be really fun, you know, because I mean, you would figure the thing is it's even, right? So most players, all the lower level guys, they're going to be less comfortable with Allied. So it would also create more exciting matches and stuff, and it would force players to mix things up. Like I think players, you're just less likely to get bored if you're playing quick match and having to practice both factions. But we'll see. Maybe Division 1, maybe Pro, Semi-Pro, and Division 1 can do mixed factions. It's just kind of tough. Like a lot of these guys, we did the same way when I enforced it with semi-pros. A lot of the semi-pros were like, yo, I haven't played Allied since the campaign 20 years ago. But they figure it out, you know? Yeah, we got, yeah, I'm excited though. This 2v2 tournament tomorrow is going to be really good. We got 8 really fun players for tomorrow. So some of Latov Kian's, you know, we're going to go towards that. Some of that money will go towards that. We'll see. We'll get some fun action out of it. Yeah, so Soviet gets all the faction bonuses, Allied gets all the faction bonuses. So Allied, you know, each there's only Soviet and Allied. So Soviet gets all the Soviet, Allied gets all the Allied. The only exception is that there's no Grand Cannon. There's no Grand Cannon. So Gator gets down and takes out that fence. So he uses the Tesla Trooper to destroy the fence. I'm actually not sure about the logistics of that. Can someone message Berg? A Tesla Trooper really shouldn't be able to destroy a fence. I mean, imagine zapping a fence with lightning. Would that really destroy it? Doesn't really make sense. Yeah, we took out the Grand Cannon. What the fuck? What was Sneer just doing with his MCV? Did anyone notice? Okay. Okay, Grizzlies, Rhinos, Grizzlies, Rhinos. Yeah, and the Rhino's going to pull ahead. Yeah, Sneer needs to pull back, use his pillboxes, use his GIs here. Needs to be careful, heavily out-tank now in this position. Let's see if Sneer can start using his Eagles. Ooh, but Gator gonna extract pain right now. A lot of uncontested Rhinos. Sneer would have needed... Sneer on 12k. Really unfortunate. You know, early on with Allied, it's so easy to go broke, but as soon as your economy gets rolling, at the 3-4 minute mark generally, you just got to start spamming pillboxes. You know, you watch the way the pros play. Berg is one of the top. Berg and Kian. Yeah, Berg, Kian, Luke. I feel like those guys really understand that, and they're so good at multitasking. You see those guys just spamming pillboxes. As soon as their money gets good, they're just spamming them. No reason not to. Who needs Latov and Kian, boys? We're burning the barn without them. Here we are in our Division 3 finals. Best of 5. This is it. Winner of this taking home the crown. Winner of this going to Division 2. Winner of this taking home the pride of giving the people a barn burner and then capitalizing on the largest stage that Red Alert 2 has to offer. All right, here we go, here we go. So players picking their own factions, and Gator going with Allied here. Gator did get a decisive victory with the GI rush. He's going to try it again here. Other than that, I thought Gator's other Allied point, he struggled a little bit. I'm a little bit surprised to see this faction pick here. I think he's probably, but maybe he just, I don't know, it's kind of hard. Soviet versus Soviet, I think, is the most predictable matchup. You know, if you're playing a player, if you feel like they're just a little more on it than you in a day, one day, Soviet versus Soviet's going to be hard to beat them, right? Sometimes I feel like Allied is a little bit more random. There's like more variables and more opportunities for your opponent to make a mistake. So I like this from Gator. He's like, hey, I'm not going to play him straight up. I'm not going to play his game. I'm going to look to get weird. Do not go into that bunker. He's going to use the higher ground here and another bunker out from Sneer. Oh, do not go into the bunker. Don't go into the bunker. Don't go into the bunker. Okay, uses the higher ground, gets the bunker. Okay, so that worked. He got over on the higher ground. If you tack up the hill, you're totally screwed. It's still not going to work. Really tough to go into a fully juiced bunker with GIs. Very, very tough. Probably hard to say. I might have tried to skirt around the backside, or just packed him up, and I would have just waypointed him, looped him all the way around the map, let him fight another day. But it's tough. That's a tough equation. Honestly, and the other thing too is Sneer did a good job of running over the GIs. The GIs actually did destroy the bunker, but it opened up the opportunity for Sneer to get in and run him over with the tanks. A lot of times that's what the static defenses are doing. They're allowing your tanks to get in and run them over. So very nice defense there from Sneer. Calm, cool, collect here in the finals. Let's see what Gator can get going. That was a pretty heavy commit on that GI rush. GIs are not cheap. And Gator's going to feel that in his economy here. Did need to get a little bit more value out of that. And now Sneer going hunting. He knows that the GI rush failed. He wants to try to leverage that position a little bit, force Gator to spam some pillboxes, and try to keep his economy down so he can't comfortably get over to Eagles. Gator now building GGIs to help hold the line. I like it. Allied, you got early game, you got to lose everything in your arsenal to defend and hold these positions. So GGIs on the backside, but the front side is what Gator needs to be worried about. Ooh, does get his tank strung out there a little bit. Needs pillboxes. He's on 5k. He's got the money for it. And Sneer dives on the War Factory. Gator a little bit slow to make him pay for it there. Those little tiny decisions like that. So when Sneer committed to that War Factory, had Gator come in about a second earlier, he just would have been pummeling those Rhinos. He would have got 2 or 3 shots off and really could have swung that position there. But Sneer, sneaky Sneer, man, was able to get in, grab that War Factory, and hop out before anything too crazy happened, and now grabs the oil as well. So exactly what you want to see from the Rhinos. So Gator now pumping GIs to defend his home base. He's looking downfield to try to get some value. And this is the mentality you need to have, right? We've talked about this before. Oftentimes at the lower levels, you see these players, they say, defense, defense, defense. How do I survive? And the question is not how do you survive, the question is how do you thrive? How do you keep yourself in the game? How do you control his back-end building? How do you bring yourself into a mid-late game with a potential of winning when you start down on chips? And so I like that Gator's thinking like that. He's looking downfield. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to work. I don't think he's building tanks right now. Yeah, Gator not building tanks. So essentially, Gator completely screwed here. However, it's Division 3 and anything could happen. But you got to be building tanks, 13k. And so what happened there, it's pretty common, right? Normally, you rack up, you have the auto clicker, you rack up 30 Grizzlies, you go about your day. That War Factory got destroyed. So when the War Factory got destroyed, ooh, Deso Bomb, nice from Sneer. When the War Factory got destroyed, it canceled his Q. When he built a new one, he forgot about it. So now he's way down on tanks. Sneer now splitting the field. That's what you want to do when you're up on bodies here. And of course, we've talked about this before. The cost of turtling in Blitz is that your oils become powder kegs in your base. Sneer gonna happily dive on that oil. Gator might make him pay for it. Oh my god, could Gator hold this? Could Gator hold this? It's so close. It's so close. Oh! Oh, a split second away. That was one of those situations that could have totally tipped the tides. A split second different, and Gator would have cleaned up that entire split without losing anything. Tough, though. Tough. I mean, would he still, even if that had happened, had he not lost all those oils, would he be in the game? Tough, hard to say, because Sneer is now on Battle Lab Tech. He's got the flak cannons out. He's got a Kirov coming. Yeah, and the tech, the Soviet tech, that's exactly what we want to do against a player that's turtling. That's how you got to do it. And Sneer playing really, really smart Blitz right now. Calm, cool, collect. That oil dive was a little bit risky. It was good defense from Gator, but it was worth it. It took out 3 oils. And Gator going to feel it. Oh my god, did Sparky? Wait, Gator got a Sparky in the back of Sneer's base? The oil's coming in, the 1-2 punch. I fucking love that. I fucking love that. The Sparky 1-2 punch. Gator is almost certainly about to lose this game, but I love it. I love that he was looking downfield. Unfortunately, the Kirov is completely uncontested. There is 1 GGI shooting this Kirov. I don't even care. I don't even care. That was sick. The Sparky in his base. The Eagles. So you guys have to remember there. Remember, guys, the 4 Eagles couldn't take that oil on their own. You need 5, right? So the 4 Eagles wouldn't have worked. So he had to use the Sparky to damage the oil, to hit with the... Oh, that was sick. And Gator still has his MCV. This Kirov's about to go elite, though. Oh my god, the Kirov's going to go elite. He brings in another vet GGI. He'll give him microing. Oh my god, is Sneer could have killed those infantry. Sneer now killing the infantry. Will it go down? Will it go down? Oh my god, the Kirov... Oh my god. Oh my god. Gator has an elite tank destroyer. Gator, you better start racking GIs. Where are the GGIs? Where are the GGIs, Gator? Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Comeback City, boys. Comeback City. I love Sneer. Sneer's my boy. I'd be happy if either of these guys won, but you guys know me. I'm cheering for the underdog. Bring the tank destroyers. Bring the tank destroyers. Hold the line, boys. Remember what those Eagles died for. Remember what Sparky did. Look, Sparky's AFK. Sparky should be going to work right now. Tesla troopers on the backside. Sneer is low power, unfortunately. Sneer's got some snipers to deal with these Tesla troopers. Gator. Gator keeps taking hits, though. Gator out with a War Factory now, boys. Gator saves the power plant. Gator, get your power online. Sell the Prism Towers. Gator's producing at half speed because he's low power right now. Or build a power plant, or sell the Prism Towers. Keep building infantry. Get your power online. Where's the power plant, Gator? Let's go, boys. Comeback City. Comeback City, boys. Do you feel it? This is how we get RA to the moon, boys. This is how we get RA to the moon. Just like this. It's games like this that keep us young. That keep us excited. All right. Sneer producing on 2 War Factory. Sneer doesn't have a barracks. Sneer doesn't have a barracks. Oh, the Desolators. Look at the snipers. No, he can't lose the snipers. The snipers. No, not the tank destroyers. Don't lose the elite tank. Okay, he's now in pillbox range. He's going to go down. This elite tank destroyer doing work, but it's too many rhinos. And that was a very nice push. He's going to go grab Sparky. I don't think he can hold. Bring the Sparky back. Why aren't you defending? Gator, defend. He goes downfield with the Sparky. Why isn't he building infantry? Gator, build GIs. He can have so many GIs right now. I guess he's only on 2K. No. Oh, now he has to try to attack, I guess. He's got to bring the GIs. Wait, Sneer doesn't have any more Desolators. You guys, okay, here's the thing to remember. Sneer does not have any more Desolators. If Gator was building GIs, Gator could potentially win this game with GIs. Gator calls GG. Don't GG out. When you have a barracks and your opponent doesn't have Desolators, don't GG out. What? No, Gator. Gator, you're breaking my heart, buddy. Oh, like I said, I mean, I'm rooting for Gator at the end because I'm a comeback junkie, but obviously Sneer and Gator, really like both these guys. Happy to see either of them win. Happy to see these guys putting on a show for us. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it.
Perfect. fun.